Okay, so what we have in this scene here is what I've uploaded on ICT CMS. It's called Roll a Ball, and in its current state, it's just a ball that we can roll around the scene and collect pickups. And when we do that, the score does not update yet. So what we'll be doing now is getting that score to be updated. You'll see when you run it, you actually get an error at the moment. It says object reference not set to an instance of an object. That's just because in our main camera over there, we need to put the text game object in there. So we just take the text from the canvas and slot it in there, and that should take care of that error. Okay, so now we just need to get the score to actually update. So now it showed the 0 when I ran it now. If you saw quickly, it showed 0, but when we collect things, it still doesn't update. And that is because we are not yet calling our add score function. So what we have here is we have an integer which is going to keep our score. We have a reference to our text object called txtscore. In our update function, we have txtscore.text. So we're going to change the text of our text object. We're going to assign to that score and then concatenate that with the actual int score. Now over here we have our function for adding the score. So it's a public void add score. It has to be public so that we can call it from the other class. So public void add score, and then it receives an integer called toAdd, and we take toAdd and we just add that to our current score. So we need to call this function from somewhere. Where would that be? Well, we want to call this function when we collide with the pickup. So where that happens is in our player controller script. So if we open that, we have here our onTriggerEnter. This is the function that gets called automatically by Unity anytime we enter any trigger. And here we have if other.gameObject.compareTag pickup. So this checks to see if we have now collided with a pickup. Then what we're doing at the moment is we are setting the active property of that object that we collided with to false, which basically just removes it from the game view. So inside here is where we want to call the function from scorer. Now to do that, first of all, we have to make sure that this function is public, and we need some way to reference our scorer script. So to do that, we've added a public scorer myScore variable. So this is of course the name of the class we're going to add. It should actually be a capital S, but it's fine. It'll still work. So public scorer myScore gives us a reference to that script. So now we can say myScore dot, and you'll see there's our add score function. So you can say dot add score and then send through whatever integer value we want to increase our score by every time we collect a pickup. I'm just going to send a 1. So now every time we collide with the pickup, it should increment the score by 1. Now for us to actually get a reference to the score, we need to actually on our player, where the player controller script is, we need to make sure that we attach an object. Okay, so by default that will not be there. It'll look like this. So it'll say none, and it'll tell you that it's looking for a scorer. Now our scorer at the moment is attached to the main camera. So what we can do is we can just drag the whole main camera into that slot, and it'll say the main camera scorer. So to tell you that now we have a reference to that scorer script inside here. So hopefully everything should work now. Okay, you can still roll the ball around, and when we collect things, nothing happens. So if myScore.add score from the main camera, that looks fine. Did I not save the script maybe? That's it, I didn't save the script there. Okay, let's try again. There you go. Okay, so now the score increases when you collect the pickups. Oops. I'm very good at playing my own game. Okay, so there you have the score is 5 now. So what we're going to do in the next session is actually change scenes. As soon as we hit score 5, we're going to then change to the next scene.